And so it begins. Diddy and his legal team are saying that these freak-off tapes are evidence that these incidents, including with Cassie, clearly show that it was consensual. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So it should be no surprise that we're getting more details as the trial for Sean Diddy Combs approaches. His legal team is now saying that the freak-offs are actually evidence that prove that he's innocent, that these incidents were consensual. So according to our friends over at Rolling Stone, they said Sean Diddy Combs claimed several videos at the center of his federal racketeering and trafficking indictment show, quote, fully consenting adults engaged in sexual encounters known as freak-offs. Combs' attorneys claim the videos confirm his, quote, innocence and must be turned over to his defense for independent analysis. In a letter to the court filed Tuesday, Combs' lawyers disclosed that 9 freak-off videos were previously handed over to prosecutors by victim 1. That's Cassie Ventura, widely known to be Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. You might recall that a lot of what sparked this for Diddy was the lawsuit that Cassie filed, 35 pages, that had a trigger warning on it. I read through it. I'm still just like dumbfounded by what I read in it. And a lot of people said that was a domino effect. You may recall that Diddy settled that lawsuit in less than 24 hours. But not only did he settle, it opened up the floodgates in regards to victims. He's facing multiple lawsuits from men, women, people that claim that they were minors when they were allegedly harmed by Sean Diddy Combs. They claim that the videos, quote, unambiguously depict consensual sexual encounters where victim 1 is not only consenting, she is evidently happy, dominant, and completely in control. Here's the thing, and look, just for argument's sake, I get what they're doing. This is what they're supposed to do in their defense of Sean Diddy Combs. But if you read her lawsuit, how do we know that her acting this way wasn't him forcing her to act this way for his own entertainment? Just want to put it out there. We can lay out what they're saying, but also, how do we not know that, because again, allegedly, and I believe it was in her lawsuit and from rumors over the years, that the way that he exerted his power sometimes is that he would put a pow, pow, pow in their purse, almost to exert his power, his influence, his strength. In a multitude of ways. That's just one example. They continued, said, any fair-minded viewer of the videos will quickly conclude that the prosecution of Mr. Combs is both sexist and puritanical.
Hell no.
Wow. The letter obtained by Rolling Stone reads, the video depicts clearly consensual sex among willing adults in decades-long relationship and fundamentally undermine the government's case and victim 1's claims. Clearly, for some people don't realize that word on the street is that Cassie Ventura has been working with the feds. Because the videos are currently under a protective order, sidebar for those that are, because I know this conversation and lawyers, feel free to chime in. Some people are saying, how can she work with the feds after she settled with Sean Diddy Combs and she signed NDAs? Well, an NDA, we remind you, does not protect you from, does not protect someone from illegal behavior. So if the feds are investigating alleged illegal behavior, that's not going to stop Cassie from telling her side of the story. So because videos are currently under a protective order, his attorneys claim they have only been able to review the footage in person while monitored by law enforcement. They argue that that's got to be so, like, awkward. Oh, I feel bad for the people that have to watch that. So they argued that complete unabridged electronic copies are necessary so that they can retain their own experts to exploit the videos. That's their words. Exploit the videos to fully exculpatory value ahead of trial. They say that the videos constitute the heart of Combs' defense, and considering they're not highly classified material or child pornography, Combs has a constitutional right to review this undisclosed audio portions and metadata to build a, quote, meaningful defense. I mean, I'm trying to understand why they wouldn't have access to that. I understand why they would want to have full access to that. It's not like they can give it back to the court and say, no, look at here, and manipulate. It's been manipulated. So I don't see a problem with them getting it, and maybe it won't be a problem. So they continue. They said protective orders are common in criminal cases, and we have one in this case that prevents the defense from physically possessing certain evidence, Combs' lead defense attorney, Mark Agnafilo, explains to Rolling Stone. So we applied to the court to allow us to possess the video evidence so that we can, for instance, enhance the audibility. It was Ventura's November 2023 lawsuit against Combs that sparked the criminal investigation behind his charges. In her complaint, Ventura alleged that Combs subjected her to extensive violence and forced her to participate in choreographed sexual encounters. Important element here, choreographed. So if she's acting dominant in a video, it's because he said to her, who knows, with the threat of violence, with the threat of a weapon, I don't know. But they're saying choreographed sexual encounters. So of course, in the video, she's going to be portraying what he wants her to portray. So according to her lawsuit, he forced her to participate in choreographed sexual encounters with male S-workers called freak-offs. She alleged that Combs would ply her with a copious amounts of drugs, including ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, alcohol, and that the intoxicants would help her disassociate during these horrific encounters. That lawsuit was settled within 24 hours, but it opened the floodgates to more than 40 subsequent lawsuits. Combs' home was raided in March, and in May, CNN, I don't know how they're going to explain this, they've been trying to explain this video, obtained a harrowing hotel surveillance video showing Combs throwing, kicking, stomping, and dragging Ventura in the hallway of the now closed Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. Mind you, he has a home in Los Angeles, so why are we at the hotel? After first denying Ventura's claims against him, Combs issued a video apology admitting his behavior on that video is inexcusable.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for His mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Combs, 55, was arrested and indicted in September and has pled not guilty, as you may recall. He's currently housed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. His trial is set for May 5th of this year. Attempts to reach Ventura's lawyers were immediately unsuccessful on Tuesday. Prosecutors were expected to respond to Combs' modification request in a follow-up filing of their own. So according to Combs and his team, the 9 videos in question were handed over to prosecutors by Ventura. These videos, they said, unambiguously show that the person alleged in the indictment to be victim 1 not only consented but thoroughly enjoyed herself. The letter from Combs' lawyers reads, the attorneys say that some of the videos are very dark and grainy with poor audio, so they need unfettered access to fully review them and possibly create trial exhibits, stills, and transcripts. They said that prosecutors could designate the videos as attorney's possession only, meaning that the material would be maintained in a safe and secure manner by defense counsel. So they might manipulate this for the jury. So that might be the fear, too. Francisco Mundaka, a former state prosecutor in New York's who's following the case, says that the judge is in a difficult position here, especially with the jury trial just 4 months out. If it's true, prosecutors offer to bring in a neutral expert to enhance the video for both sides, as stated in the letter. That sounds like a reasonable middle ground, he says. Either way, he expects a fight. The defense argument is that enhancing the video will show that it was consensual, that it's clear that no one was intoxicated. In a graining video, you're going to want to zoom in and look at someone's pupils, their eyes, and whether they're in and out of consciousness. I would imagine a lot of their arguments will center on that, he tells Rolling Stone. He said that Combs' team clearly isn't happy with the idea of having just one neutral expert. I've had cases where I've interviewed 3 experts, and experts like to view things in their own lab, in their own environment, he says. And considering prosecutors already have the video of Combs getting violent with Ventura, the defense is highly focused on telling a different story with their own video. So they do want, there is a fear that there might be a manipulation of the video or videos. Cassie has always shown herself to be a very credible person. They have to discredit her. And if this is the video that they believe shows that she's part of it, this is their defense. And he has the right to produce the best case possible, Manduka says. I mean, that's his job. This is why he's being paid the big bucks. However, this is going to be interesting to see what the court's position will be and response will be. It will be interesting to see what the judge says in regards to this. But what do you guys think? Guys, as always, I want to know your reaction to this latest update in regards to the Sean Diddy Combs trial that's coming in May. This is just the beginning in regards to our coverage. So if you want us to continue to follow the story, make sure that you continue to follow us here and on other platforms. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring